They will not stop improving until they're the best in the world. That is the lofty goal of BC Salmon Farmers, to develop the most stringent environmental practices so consumers will know farm salmon they are eating is the safest and healthiest they can buy. The tough guidelines are set up by the World Wildlife Fund under the Aquaculture Stewardship Council. All BC farmers growing Atlantic salmon have vowed to be 100% certified under the program by 2020. It will make BC a leader environmentally in the world.
The process started with something called the Salmon Aquaculture Dialogue, which was launched by the WWF. They brought in people from industry. Marine Harvest was involved from the very beginning. NGOs, David Suzuki Foundation was involved, scientists. So all of those people worked together and came up with a standard that included everything that all of these different stakeholders felt was important.
Developing the ASC standard took over 8 years, engaging 2,000 participants and stakeholders. To obtain 100% certification, salmon farmers must meet more than 50 requirements and score perfect marks. They include limiting antibiotics, adopting environmentally friendly feeding programs, and reducing the impact on the ocean floor.
If you're purchasing ASC certified salmon, you know that someone's gone to that farm and certified their practices and gone through it and said, yes, this is being done in the right way.
The farm salmon industry has long been challenged by activists with claims their fish were harming wild stocks and the environment. Author Peter Robson wanted to find the truth. After 3 years of research, he wrote a book called Salmon Farming: The Whole Story. He dismissed myths about sea lice and fish escapes and concluded fish farms have had no negative impact on BC's coastal environment.
To be honest, I could not find the smoking gun. I was figuring there had to be something there that was going to damn salmon farming somewhere, and there wasn't. There is no science that says it shouldn't. It's harming the environment.
People in our community do hold us to a higher standard and do want to see us having the best practices in the world. We think that we can demonstrate that and do that.
Rigorous testing programs are in place at all farms to monitor the fish and ensure they are healthy. Independent biologist Lance Stewardson is a regular visitor to the farm enclosures, where he gathers data, offering his findings to all groups, including regulatory agencies.
We're looking for signs of organic enrichment from either fish waste or excess fish feed, and we're looking for the types of organisms that like a nutrient-rich environment.
Underwater cameras in the pens monitor the feeding process to prevent overfeeding that can cause food waste accumulation on the ocean floor.
We want to make sure we make the most out of our feed, and this is how we do it, is by watching them through the cameras.
Some salmon farms on Vancouver Island have already gained top ASC certification, with another 20 in Tofino certified by at least one third-party program. Clayoquot Sound is also the home of the only organic Chinook salmon farm in North America. The mayor of the town, who is also a fish biologist, has her eyes focused on the farm salmon industry.
My science and my knowledge tells me that this is probably good product, but we still have a few conversations to have about food supply and locating farms. And I want to see this industry do the best, the very best that it can.
Farm salmon producers also want wild stocks to replenish and succeed. That is why they support conservation, funding hatcheries like JOSIE near Port Hardy. They believe when we buy a farm salmon, we're actually doing our part to help save wild stocks at a time when they are at risk.